Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloriana, and today I just wanted to talk to you about this place called The In-Between because I was stuck there last year. Last year I turned 30, and it honestly felt like someone threw a bucket of cold, freezing water on top of me because I completely broke apart. During my 20s, I feel like I built this identity. I thought I knew who I was. And my 30s came, and all of that completely shattered. I think to some extent because during your 20s, you kind of have this time to experiment, to figure out who you are, to play whatever role you have in life. Depending on your circumstances, you may also have less responsibilities in your 20s. But my 30s crept up on me and told me, hey, you got to get your life together if you actually want to achieve any of the things that you said you wanted to do. I'm not here to necessarily talk only about my 20s and my 30s, but because of those circumstances, because of the difference in these decades for me specifically, I felt like my 30s rushed in and told me that if I wanted to get to my goals, I had to make a lot of changes in my life. And I had to pretty much rediscover who I was, and that was a painful process. As I said in the beginning of the video, I was in a place called the in-between. And you may have experienced this before too. You don't have to be 30 like me. You don't have to be 20. You don't have to be a specific age to experience this. But the best way I can describe this is that you no longer feel like the person that you just were, but you're not fully grown into the person that you want to be because you don't even know what that looks like yet. If anything, I would call this like a second puberty. Kind of like when you're a teenager and you're not quite a child, but you're not quite an adult, and it can cause a lot of confusion inside of you. That's where I was. And I'm trying to tell you this story pretty much because I want to give you hope to know that this doesn't last forever. Because during last year, I felt so confused. I felt like I was never going to figure out what I wanted to do. It took me a long time to rebuild myself. But the one thing that I can tell you that you can hold on to while you're going through a transition in your life, whether it is a work transition or an identity, whether you're maybe experiencing becoming a parent for the first time, whatever it may be that challenges who you thought you were. It's important that you hang on to who you are as a person at the core of your being, because that was really all I had. 2024 came with so many breakdowns in so many different areas that the only thing I was able to hold on to was pretty much my soul. And by my soul, I mean that part of me that has been present since I was born, the part of me that holds the deepest longings in my heart, the part of me that loves deeply, that is altruistic and compassionate, and that is within you, within me, within everybody. That part that holds our gifts, our deepest desires, our deepest thoughts about the world, about life. That part is the only thing that you can really hold on to, because everything else can shatter at any time. The thing is that we are always changing as human beings. For me, I've always had different stages. For example, when I was in fifth grade, I went through this goth stage because I was a super emotional child. And then I went through my pop star stage where I loved Hannah Montana and loved all the Justin Bieber, Jonas Brothers stage. And then I loved EDM, so I was a raver. And after that, I fell in love with spirituality, and I pretty much identified with the whole hippie spiritual movement. And now in my 30s, I'm kind of just gathering all the pieces of everything I've loved and putting them together into this person that I am now. But even then, all of those things can fall apart, and I am still going to be there through it all. And holding on to that person that I am at a deep level, like I said, the pillars that make me a human being, those deep emotions that I hold inside, the deep love, the deep qualities that make me a light in this world, that make you a light in this world. That is all that I can really hold on to, because everything else is always changing. As you can see, you're probably gonna like a certain food today and you're not gonna like it tomorrow. You can like a person today, sometimes you don't like them tomorrow and you're angry at them. We're constantly changing our likes and dislikes so much that is not something that we can hold on to throughout life. So if we don't hold on to something deeper, it's going to be a lot harder to get through challenges, because we're not going to have anything else to hang on to, because the nature of life is inevitably change. As you can see, the seasons change, animals go through changes, we experience deaths and rebirths in this life constantly. But the only constant is ourselves, that deep, deep part of ourselves with a capital S that withstands even the dream world, because we're always there. It's that awareness that we have to hold on to, that conscience that's always there. So the in between, honestly, is a scary place. I'm not gonna lie. But in these moments of breakdown, it is important to know that we are being pretty much polished, if you will, by life. Because last year I got so many lessons. I was able to gain a lot of wisdom, a lot of understanding of others, a lot more compassion, because inevitably challenges are really sucky and I don't want to go through them. But it feels as if sometimes the only way to learn certain things in life are when we are in the deepest trenches of this experience. Sometimes you gotta go to the bottom of the earth to seek certain specific things. You cannot find them here in the light. And that is the same thing with life. So the in between served me to really remember what matters to me as a person. I feel like if you're going through a stage of confusion, it's always important to ask yourself what it is that matters to you in life, who it is that you want to show up as in the world, because maybe it doesn't matter so much exactly what you look like on the outside, but your presence in this world, the energy that you want to give to others, the way that you want to treat others and yourself, the actions that you want to take that will either guide you to your goals or maybe take you away from them. It's a time to reevaluate if we have been going in the right direction, and to reconsider things that maybe we thought were true for our identity. And if they're not, we can let them go. The in between is a place to let go, to shed your old skin, but to know that you can always take it back if you want to, because life is not so cutthroat. We're constantly able to revisit different aspects of ourselves, and different experiences also ask us to bring forth different skills, different parts of ourselves that we didn't know we even had, different strengths and courage, and all these amazing qualities that will pop out of nowhere when we are challenged. So I guess I just made this video, like I said, to let you know that you will get through this. Yes, it is not pleasant. I honestly am not saying that it was an amazing experience, because it was a breakdown. For me, it was my second ego death. I had my first one when I was 21, when I had my spiritual awakening. And this was, I would say, my second one. I honestly feel like getting to your 30s is kind of, like I said, like a second puberty. No one really talks about this, like a midlife crisis, I guess, because in this time, I guess, I kind of have dabbled with the idea of mortality a lot more than I did in my 20s. In my 20s, I really just explored life. I did what I felt like doing. And then I got to my 30s and I was like, oh my gosh, time actually is passing. I am immortal too. In your 20s, you feel like you're immortal, like you're gonna live forever, like you can defy death. In your 30s, you're like, damn, I have a white hair. Oh my gosh, my skin is actually folding a little bit from doing that same face that I've made for 30 years. The people around me are getting older. I'm getting older. What matters to me in life? Who is it that I want to be? What is it that I want to achieve? What am I running so hard for? What am I doing in this world? Who do I want to be in this world? And I think these questions are always important to ask yourself no matter where you are in life, because you don't want to go down a path that isn't yours and walk too far out that you completely forget who you were and why you started. But my 30s really brought those questions up. So, anyway, I know this was a little ramble, but thank you for being here to listen to me. In all honesty, I'm just starting to do this again in 2025 because I do enjoy doing this. I love being able to share my thoughts with you. I love connecting with other people and speaking about deeper topics that, sometimes you don't talk about with your friends or family members. And it's important to just bring to light all the struggles and all the beautiful experiences that we go through as human beings and be able to put them out in case someone else may feel like us. So I don't really know what I'm going to do exactly with my channel. I do have some ideas. But for now, I'm going to be here maybe speaking my mind a little bit and appreciating your presence, because without you, it's just me. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. And I really do wish you an amazing and blessed 2025 since we're starting, and an amazing rest of your day. And I hope to come back with more videos very soon. Bye.